Africa is the new frontier.
With new innovation,
fly entertainment,
social voices.
What's your view?
We have one.
Join us for real voices
from real women with views from Africa.
Hello Africa, hello world. Welcome to another episode of Views from Africa. Today I'm so excited because the topics we have are very interesting, and we're going to start off with the pressure to get married before 30. I don't know about you, but the pressure right here is so real. Okay, so ladies, what do you, Della, you are married, so
I'm gonna keep quiet for a second. Only a second, because I can't
no,
keep
but
quiet
let me
for
ask,
very long.
did you get married before 30?
I did.
Oh yeah, okay, I hate you. Jasmine?
So, I'm over 30 and I'm not married. And the pressure wasn't as much because I grew up, where I grew up, there was the same cultural pressure, so to speak, wasn't there. But moving here is a different story. Now the aunties and the uncles are, hey, you are growing, oh, you are growing. You hear it all the time. And come on, like, you think I don't know I'm growing? Every day I wake up, I know I'm growing. I know I'm a woman. I know everything that's happening. However, I don't let that pressure bother me at all because it's my life at the end of the day. So I don't let the pressures from family or friends or whatever get to me. When the time is right and God brings that person into my life, it will happen. I don't let that pressure affect me at all.
What do you make of what people who say that we are choosy? That's why
the thing when you're not married.
Women's getting married before 30.
It's not that I've had proposals, I've had options, but I know I know what I want, and I refuse to settle.
Exactly.
So just because my age is going up there, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, I guess I have to get married because I'm getting older. No, I know what I want. It's gonna happen once, and that's it.
It's just funny. I think we live in a society where it's very ironic because they keep telling you, as a woman, you have to get married. It's as if nothing is enough as a woman unless you get married. And the minute you get married, you cease to exist because you are not Sewa anymore. You become, Mrs. This, the wife of this person. You cease to exist. And I don't get it. You want me to get married because that is when I become a woman, or that is when society would finally see me. Then the minute I get married, I cease to exist.
I think people should be allowed to marry whenever they want to get married. Maybe society thinks you need to have kids early, have time to raise them, and your biological clock, as I said, is taken, and all that. But does it really matter? Well, me, I don't feel any pressure.
And the funny thing is,
I don't care what you
get
say.
married early so you can have kids early. What shows that if I get married this year,
I'm going to get pregnant or something?
You don't determine that.
Then you don't get pregnant and they're like, what are you waiting for? You've been married for 2 years. What are you waiting for?
Pressure after another pressure after. There's always that thing, but from a married perspective, difficult, It's really hard to say, but I'm just going to say it. I think if you can get married before you're 30, it's easier because then you have time, you grow together. But at the same time I'm saying this, you have to have the right person. Otherwise it won't work because it's not easy. You think it's easy? When I see you guys going out, you're doing this, I'm like, I understand because, I've got children and I'm married. I can't just get up and go. So there are two sides of it. But definitely there is a pressure. I got married quite early. I won't say what age because I don't want you to know how old I am. But, I got married quite early, and for me, it was fine because we were cool. We were both very young, and it was cool for us to be married, And I think if we got married now at the age that I am, it'd be different because we've kind of led different lives. And so it's like, okay, now we're trying to come to. So it's a bit more, that's my opinion on it.
But I think it's good to be married. Marriage is a good thing. It's a blessing actually because God made marriage. But let's not miss it and then push, because now girls don't even want to do anything for themselves. They don't want to better themselves. They don't want to get an education or get a job or anything. They're just waiting to find a rich man to get married to. That's it.
That's ridiculous.
And there's pressure. There's pressure for you to get married.
To get married.
No, but you don't
just
marry
to have a child. After you had your first child, there's
wedding.
pressure to have your next child.
I know.
And then there's so much pressure coming from all angles.
Every single week, like there's a wedding happening. I have mates who
maybe
have
we
3
should check
kids
the
now.
divorce
Like,
rate
seriously.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
But perhaps they're more fascinated with the wedding than the marriage.
Yeah, I
They're
think
fascinated with the party and the dress
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
and the
but
that,
I mean,
you know?
after you've done the wedding, who's coming to live with you?
know.
You're married now. There you go.
Right.
Bye bye.
I've heard stories of, the girl was actually saying that before her wedding, she knew it wasn't right. She kept telling her mom, like, this doesn't feel right. Her mom was like, oh no, just keep quiet, get him right. He's a nice guy. Like 3 months, it's done. Like, they're over.
What a waste. It's true
money
that you
too.
do hear about these
Yeah.
kind of stories.
They
And it's like,
want
hold on,
you to get
you got
married.
married and you paid how much?
Right.
And now you're divorced and
Yeah.
you're still paying for your wedding?
Yeah.
It's
Come on, it's
crazy.
not
You
about
to
the
get
wedding,
married.
is it?
You
So,
have
so,
to get
so
married.
many
You
people
have to
are
get married.
fascinated
Yeah.
with getting married now, but what do you ladies also make of the fascination to go abroad?
Right.
It's a big deal. Like, people are just fascinated about traveling. If you are here and you haven't traveled, that means you dear,
Better.
you don't even know what's up.
I feel like people are fascinated to travel outside because of the opportunities that are out there that aren't here for us.
Me, I wouldn't mind going outside to further my education, but to think about going out there to live there, like, I haven't thought of that.
For me, I think it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Growing up abroad, I mean, it's nice to go for maybe a short period
Yeah.
to see things and kind of maybe open your mind or you know whatever you want to go for the experience. Say you've done it, but your whole life goal is I'm going abroad. I remember speaking to someone a few years back, and he was like, "Look, even if I'm going to be a road sweeper," he was like, "That's what his focus
Medical
was."
doctors going there to wash plates and clean,
That's
you know.
ridiculous. Like,
What
I mean,
is
it
it?
doesn't
What
make
is
sense.
it? What do you want to go for?
I think the fascination is they think the people that come, they see them as being rich or having money or earning dollars or pounds. However, this is the advice I give people. I'm not trying to hate on you. I'm saying go visit. But number one, have you experienced winter? Have you experienced falling on ice? Have you experienced racism? As a black man, have you experienced someone calling you that N-word? Not like as a friend. I'm saying racism to your face. Have you experienced competition within other cultures? We are all the same race pretty much here. Right? Have you experienced leaving Africa or anywhere in Africa to go abroad and now they're treating you as an immigrant, you're making minimum wage? Have you experienced all of those things? So a lot of people, I'm trying to give them advice from experience, not because I'm hating. I'm like, go and visit, but just to say, oh, I want to go and live. You've never experienced it. How do you know?
People spend money they don't have, paying connection men to get them visas, and they are duped all the time.
People live
so
on
I
credit.
wonder where people will get the message. Like,
I feel like you should have a reason to travel. Maybe I'm going to visit family, or I'm going to
Something,
or I'm going to school or something. But you can't just get up and say that I'm going to live abroad when you don't have a plan. Like some of them don't even have jobs here in Ghana. They want to travel.
over there.
What are you going to do?
Another thing that people don't realize is a lot, I would say maybe 80% of people that live abroad in the Western world are living on credit. So I don't think most people realize that people are living on credit abroad. The ticket they're buying to come to Ghana and visit you is bought on a credit card. The money they're sending you with Western Union is on a credit card.
Yeah.
Their car is on a credit card. When they go to school, they're borrowed the money. Their house is with borrowed money. So they don't realize that you're also suffering. It's not easy over there. And you know, here, the credit issue is not that bad. If you don't have the cash, you're not buying it. Over there, it doesn't matter if you have the cash or not. You use your credit card.
That's why I don't get why people spend so much money, paying these connection men to get them visas.
Because
Sometimes they have no qualification whatsoever.
Because
They are not
sat
trained
them
in
down.
anything. They are not educated, most people. And then they still want to go
Because
abroad.
they don't know. Nobody has sat them down and
Yeah.
told them the
Like,
harsh
they
They want to
reality.
go and hustle.
That's what it is. I don't think people are honest enough, or people haven't advised them well.
Yeah,
So they're
someone
not
should.
seeing their true picture. I know people that have gone abroad and they don't even have money to come back.
Wow.
To even come back to say, okay, I'm coming to take care of my family or buy a ticket. You know, it's not easy as people perceive it.
It is very, very expensive. And I've always said to people that live here, why do you want to go abroad? What is there for you? Because for me, coming from abroad to here, I feel like there's actually more opportunity here. If there's certain industries that you might want to get into, you have more chance of doing it here than you do there. Over there, you go to school, you're trained to get a job. Here, you don't. For me, I see it. people are so entrepreneurial here. It's like, wow, that's a brilliant idea. You know, we're almost in the same situation. Like, from being abroad, I'm almost the equivalent of, you know, the person that might just have a kiosk and is just making ends meet. That's how I am abroad, basically, because I don't have I'm literally abroad, I'm living hand to mouth. It's like, okay, can we afford this month? You know, like that. So I don't understand why you from here, you want to go there. What are you going to do?
People come from there and I think they don't tell the truth.
Right.
Don't tell them the reality.
It's how we treat people who have come from abroad. We always treat them better than we treat people who are
why.
here.
Why?
Even when you're applying for a job, you can have the same qualifications as I can have the same qualifications as Stella, but she would have a better chance at getting the job than because she's coming from abroad.
What advantage does she have over you?
She's schooled in a better school. It's how we think.
I once saw a job description and
because
it
of
had
the
like you
people-
needed to have a foreign accent to get the job.
Really?
I was so mad at the person who posted it in our WhatsApp group. I'm like, don't ever post such a thing in the group again. Like it didn't make sense to me.
But that's
You should post it. Maybe you should post it in a group of people who have come from outside, so you know that this is for them. So if I know Della, I'm like, okay, Della, I saw that it is for you. But I'll post it in a group where like most of us haven't been there. We don't have the access. So where are we taking the like? It was really annoying. I'm like, so apart from if I qualify for that job and I don't have a foreign accent, like you are not going to give me the job.
It's how we treat
Like it
them.
didn't feel right to me. I was so mad at the person. The person kept apologizing. I'm like, it's okay, but don't do this again. I didn't feel it was right. That's why people are, you know, they have the locally acquired accent, like they are Lafa. You know, they've never been there, but they speak like they've been there because they feel like it gives them a better chance of getting certain jobs. So
I find it so annoying.
I'm so annoying. Like some American English, British English.
No, but it's so funny.
and Italian
Someone
and
goes to France, someone schools in France, and
comes
comes with
back
an
with a
American
British-
accent.
some with
Like,
British accent.
seriously.
I'm like,
How do you have that? I'm
really
really naughty actually. Sometimes I do tease them. I'm like, oh, did you go to America? You've been to America before. Your accent is really I have been there to do that. Just for a little bit of
Go to China and come back with an American accent.
Straight up, I'll say, my friend, stop that because you sound bad. Just stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. I beg you, stop. No,
It's crazy. It's crazy. I think we just want to go abroad because we don't have the real picture. That's it. We are not given that. There's so many issues out there, racism, I mean, all that stuff. But we don't get it.
Exactly.
We don't get
Actually,
it,
you brought up a really good point about the whole racism thing. Because in the media at the moment, there is this whole thing of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Now, it's massive, but really, does Black Lives Matter here in Africa?
Yep.
What do you think, guys? Do you care? Does it matter to you?
I
What do you
care.
think?
I don't know why I shouldn't care about Black Lives Matter because I feel like it's targeted at the Black Americans. If I get into the United States right now, what
You're
shows
black.
I'm not Black American?
Yeah, you're black. That's
You're
all that
black.
matters.
It's just
I'm
black.
black.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care where you're from. You're black.
And it doesn't matter where you are from. I think this whole thing started when most Black Americans or people outside feel the African community out there, like Ghanaians or Nigerians or South Africans in America, feel like Black Lives Matter doesn't apply to them because they are not Black American. They feel like they feel so dissociated from the whole Black Lives Matter
Then they live
thing.
in a bubble.
No,
They live in
yeah,
a
I don't know
bubble.
about that.
Sorry.
Because if you're black, it doesn't matter what country you're from.
True.
Even-
Once you're
you know,
black,
I'm black, and people say to me, "Hey," I said, "Look, I'm black."
Yeah.
If you're half, whatever we call it here,
You're
that
black.
doesn't matter there.
Yeah.
You
You're
are black. So it affects
it affects
them. But
Us
to us
too.
here, I guess it could be a little bit different because we're not there and we're not really experiencing
We are
it.
not there, but it's scary.
You know, my point is we experience racism right here
In
in
our own
Africa.
country.
Take South Africa for example. Blacks are not treated.
Yeah.
It's Africa.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Black
have-
Lives Matter is
we
not just
have-
America.
We have
It's
expatriates
everywhere.
here who own companies and treat their African employees
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
It matters.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
Yeah.
Once you are black,
Totally.
you are being targeted.
I feel like
Someone is
they
looking
are
down on
championing
you.
a very,
So we
very
should-
good cause that we should encourage because
Yeah, we
I
should.
once watched an episode of America's Next Top Model and the finalists had to mentor young girls. So the young girls would choose, okay, I want to be with Della, I want to choose Nana. And then we work on the concept together, like they paired them up. And one little girl was like, she said, when I watch, I don't feel like I'm beautiful. You should see the little girl saying she didn't look beautiful. Like, she's one of the most beautiful
Is she
people
black?
She's black.
Yeah, okay.
She's a bit mixed, but she's black. You can see her. She's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen, and she said she didn't feel beautiful. And then the one she was paired with asked her why. She's like, when I watch princesses on movies, they don't look like me.
That's my issue.
When I see like beautiful girls on, they put this one is pretty, like I don't see their, like they don't have the same color as mine. Their hair is not like mine. So I think I'm ugly. Like it was really an emotional time on the show because everyone was just crying. Like it was just so sad that such a beautiful little girl thinks she's ugly because there's no representation. So I feel like they have a case. Because if they don't really take this seriously and there's no representation, most of the young black girls or boys growing up there will feel like they're ugly, they are nothing, like it's okay for them to be treated as second-class citizens, which is not right.
My point is that it's good we are championing this whole Black Lives Matters and all that, but should we wait for someone to make us feel like we need to champion that cause? No, like blacks don't even treat each other. Someone raised the point,
so what
and
do you
then
think? What do you think about the whole Blaxit thing, where they're talking about black people returning back to Africa from wherever they now are?
It doesn't make sense. They can't return to Africa. The world has become such a global, society where you can live anywhere. It doesn't matter which part of the world you find yourself in. You should be treated right. You shouldn't be looked down upon because of your color. No matter wherever I find myself in the world, I should be able to be treated equally with a white person.
I'm sorry, but for the next however 100 many years, it's not going to happen. Whether you like it, it's just not going to happen.
I don't think so.
Whether you can undertake it or not, it's not going to happen. You are not going to be treated as equally as a white person sitting next to you.
So why don't we start treating each other better?
So let's return back. Let's return back to Africa. Let's develop what we already have.
I don't think so.
That won't work.
Africa is a massive continent. There are we can fit here and we can do something. Why do we have to always think, oh, let's develop America, let's develop UK,
you're forgetting about the blacks who actually built America. So people who have,
because we were forced to.
No, but for some of them, that's all they know because their ancestors built America.
They don't even know where exactly they come from.
So if
you tell them to come to Africa,
which family are they coming back to?
You can do a genealogy
test if you
ballot
want, and then
I don't agree with that.
I think so.
So let's see.
That
That won't solve the problem because
why stay somewhere you're going to get
you
shot
have racism here in Africa too. So if
but
I'm
why? So let's stop it. Let's return back. Why?
It
Why
won't
should
take
we?
racism away.
And it won't take racism away. Staying where you are and saying, I'm fighting for this. But you wake up, you're selling CDs and you get shot because of it. Your children, you have to give your 5-year-old a talk on, you know what, when you walk down the road and you see a police officer, be sure you say, sir, make sure you're not, you don't look intimidating. How can you have that conversation with a 5-year-old? This is ridiculous. Why stay and have that threat? I'm sorry, I'm not going to live somewhere where I'm not wanted to that level.
When you come here, is going to go away, Della.
But you're not going to die. No, you won't die.
Blacks are dying in South Africa.
Yes.
And Africa is ours. Where else is he going to?
But if Africans came back and we united and we had that power, you wouldn't have that situation. They wouldn't be able to do what they're currently doing. They're doing it because there's no unity amongst us, and they can see that. People can see that there's no unity.
The first time ever in history, they have a black president, and nothing has changed. Yeah. It's still the same. If anything, it's worse. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I personally don't know if even them coming here, if it'll work, if they even know how to integrate into the society here, because it is very different.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, look, I don't know if we would ever be treated equally.
Just treat each other better. That's it.
I'm not saying that you can't go to those countries, but I'm talking in terms of development and raising future generations. I think you need to start thinking about moving out to where you're wanted, and let's establish what we have here. Why not?
It's not a bad thing, but let's see how that
we
goes.
could argue about this all day. We could go back and forth. You know, we probably maybe just have to agree to disagree at this point.
Yes, definitely.
That's the end today. I know it's gone so quick, and I was really getting heated there.
But you're passionate about it. You're passionate about that topic.
Yeah. But we have to wrap up for today. But it's been amazing, ladies. It's been a great show today. So thank you all, and thank you guys for listening wherever you are. Please continue to watch our show, and thanks. Bye bye.